Seems like I might be live right now. Let's take a look. Yes, I am. Starting a couple minutes early. Just get situated. I'm going to talk to Sarah, Neil, Theresa. In 2 minutes. 2 minutes, baby. Okay. Don't I have like a chat that I can look at? Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah, right here. Awesome. Let's see how this goes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Cool.
All right, hold on. Here we go. All right, I wanted to... you intimidate me.
Why?
That's why I wanted to talk to you.
Hold on, sorry. Let me raise the volume a little bit. Why do I intimidate you, Smith?
Well, immediately you have a Discord server called the Rape Room. It's a very intimidating name, so that adds to the ominous. But that's just the name of a Discord server. I think that you have like this.
Correct.
Like you calling Mr. Girl and stuff. It's like you have these like subtle mannerisms that are very like I get like, wow, like I don't know, I'm afraid to talk to you, so that's why I wanted to talk to you.
That's a good mentality, face your fear.
Yeah. So I noticed in your Discord server,
yes,
there's a not safe for work channel, and like you post like, you don't mind me saying this type of thing, right?
Go ahead,
You
please.
post like kind of teasy things, and you're like, this is like 1 of 3, and then like 4 hours later, like you just like showed your neck, and then like
yeah,
and then like another like 4 hours, and then you like show like, I don't know, like part of your forehead or something, and you got like this, I don't know, I feel like you're trying to use like seduction to like get into people's head or something.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's pretty tame compared to what we see everywhere in media, on Discord, on social media. But yeah, there's a little bit of enticement. I think there's an artistic element, and there's some deeper layers. I go with, wow, I see how people respond to it, if it's piqued their curiosity. The 1 out of 3 thing I actually ended up adding later. I just had the picture of what was the first 1 out of 3 picture, which is just kind of like my hand over a pillow.
Yeah.
Originally, this is the hand over a pillow, and no one really responded to it. I thought it was I personally find it like an elegant seduction. I think it had an artistic element to it, not to boast myself, but just like a hand kind of draped over a pillow, and then you don't see the rest of the person.
It's
I
like
think it has
your hand. You're in like a position. You put your hand in a way that you would see your hand in an intimate situation.
sure, or in a reclining situation. It's how you can. It's definitely suggested to that, and no one really said anything. So that's why I just said one of three. And then two of three was my neck, and again, it's what you make of it, because it is just my neck, and I'm covered in a black scarf, and um, some people responded, just joking, "What is this?" Or some people said haram, I guess because it kind of maybe resembled I think what's called an abaya, like a Muslim garb. So that's why when three of three came out, which is probably the most explicit sexually, I'm kind of lifting my top halfway and I say, three of three, praise Allah. So I kind of, I work with how people are responding. I go with the flow, I go with the joke, and I'm trying to spark people's interest on various levels.
I shouldn't interrupt you when you're describing your own. The way I see it, it's like the way viewing something like that, it's like, especially with you being the admin of the server, there's like and I'm not like, there's nothing wrong with this, but it's like you see like your wrist, and then like you're like pulling your thing down to see your neck, and it's like you're telling people like, this is how I want to be sexualized in this moment. Like, now you're looking at my neck, you know what I mean? It's kind of like you're in a controlling or a powerful sexual role when you do that.
Some might see it as powerful in that I'm the admin, in that I'm putting out the picture. Some might see me as the object, as being in kind of the more vulnerable role, inviting you. It seems I'm not actually inviting people, but it's can feel like it has the aesthetic of a sexual invitation, in the way that I recline my neck and kind of yield myself.
Mm-hmm. I do the same types of things. I've, on my public appearances lately, I've often had like been in like shorts or something. I was like almost naked in a cage.
That's very similar.
But I don't have like a channel, like a voice channel called the $800 Simp Club.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're playing into it more. You wanna get into people's heads, I think.
Get into their heads. So the $800 Simp channel, it's a channel. I think $800 is an outrageous amount for someone to want to pay just to enter a voice channel. So it is meant to be tongue in cheek. If someone did take me up on the offer, I was to say I may or may not refuse. That has yet to happen, and I've never made any promises about what would happen if I joined them in the Sim Tavern, which is a VC. So I feel like
I'm knows what you want to happen though.
But I'm not making those promises, and it is an outrageous amount. So kind of like I feel like that is it's self-selecting in a way, in that I'm not expecting anyone to actually pay $800 just to join a VC with me, especially one that's so publicly displayed on a channel. So there is.
You're still telling somebody like. Well, anyways, I noticed you were in that VC at like 2 a.m. one night for me, and nobody else was on any VC, and I went in. I was allowed to go in. I just saw you sleeping.
Was that in the $600, the $800? Oh, I did, because I opened it up. What happened was someone was in there, because I let all the people who have mod power on my Discord can go into that channel, and then I was like, what are you doing in here? Because usually it's always empty. And then I opened it up to everybody else, and we were all just talking in the Simp Tavern. No one actually paid to be in there. That's why I got so big, obviously. And I do sometimes fall asleep in VC talking to people. I'll sit in bed, we'll have discussions, and yeah, we'll stream movies, and I may fall asleep.
Are you intimidated by me?
No, I question if you understand the humor and nuance of my channel.
What about that?
That I question it. Your line of questioning makes me think that you don't quite see the irony and humor and the elements of social media and Twitch culture that I'm poking fun at.
Poking fun at Twitch culture.
Yeah, in the way that you can, and not just.
Why can't it just be you want to be kind of sexual?
I do. I think I'm doing a little bit of both. But the extent to which, in just the pictures that you mentioned, granted there are more pictures, but with the pictures that you mentioned, I think those are the ones that have a layer of subtext within them, that they aren't just saying, "Look at me, I'm so pretty and sexy."
Right. I noticed in your conversation, this is what I know you from, is the Mr. Girl hotline.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed when you're talking about rape and women, you looked off into the distance, and trailed off when you said that you think that women would just go wild if they could just rape a lot, but you don't think they could.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you
like
paying
that?
attention? I did not say that at all. Did you listen? Love is the one who had the what I feel is a very gross misconception about male and female sexual behavior, and when it comes to rape, men disproportionately rape women. There's no disputing that, and there's no confusion about that. Right. And insofar as your statement that I think if women could, they would, my point was that if women could, they wouldn't. I think I gave the example of the fact that firearms, and what I think can be seen as a benefit of them, is that they neutralize gender powers.
Maybe I'm misremembering entirely.
You are misremembering entirely, and poorly.
Well, I picked up on something that maybe I'm wrong, but I just got the impression that the subtext of what you were saying, just from your facial expression, you're just I got the feeling you wish you could just go on a raping spree if you could, deep, not literally, but in your deep in your subconscious mind, party view. But no,
I'm sorry, my friend, you are missing it.
I have that in me. I mean, I'm not gonna go on a raping spree, but deep in there's a feral beast.
I wouldn't say I am on the rape aggressor side. That's not my prerogative in any sense of the form. But that exists within you. Tell me more.
Well, it's not very much of me. I can't even get hard if a woman is uncomfortable or something and still going with it. I just get soft and it gets awkward. It has to be genuine consent for me to even get hard. So I guess I'm pretty cucked out of the rape situation there.
What part of that did you say was within you then, if just the idea of her being uncomfortable made your dick soft?
So in a fantasy, in my thoughts, if I was to have a wet dream, I could have a fantasy like that, but in real life it just doesn't work. We evolved.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
So you got banned or something for a couple days?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was very upset. I actually initially thought it was you.
I know. That's why I was bringing it up, because you were messaging me what did you? I think you did it, and I was like, whoa. So
yeah, what happened was, and this is also right after our conversation, right after you've been sending me messages unprovoked.
Let me just say that for the camera. Like I brought you up. I said I was going to be talking to you, and some people just started like saying some rumors about you. It's the type of thing that I don't pay much mind. And I'm not really interested in like going like into detail. I heard people tell me tons of rumors about Lav that I don't believe, and so I just wanted to let you know that I mentioned you when people brought up rumors, and I think I would want someone to tell me that, like if I was going to be talking to them, and then someone like started like talking shit about me. I was like, people are saying this about you to me. Just
But
I said
you're
that out of
so
respect.
you said it multiple times, and you said it without giving me any details. In fact, saying that you don't have any.
I didn't have any. It was very vague. It was very vague. People said, "Do you mind
So
saying what I heard?" Like it was incredibly
I
vague.
would be pleased if you say what you
Okay,
heard.
what I heard was that you manipulated people, and that like you like took over that Discord server. And I don't fucking want to end up talking about Discord drama, but you end up. I heard you end up taking over that Discord server by manipulating people. But then like one of the people that they said was manipulated was like, well, I'm not sure if she really tried to manipulate me or not. So like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't have much
it's,
to
in,
say about that.
it's frustrating because without exact names and specifics, I can't contend them or contest them. I meant to say.
I don't
But
remember
if it is
anything.
what I think it is, it's. I mean, because I know the story of the story about the inception of the rape room, and this
Mm-hmm.
person named Big Dog 69, who this person named Big Dog 69, who in a drunken stupor gave the rape room control power to some other server named Bright Conference, and he began to make all these changes to the server that I didn't like, having been the originator with Big Dog of the Rape Room, having come up with the name and growing it and building it and creating the channel names and themes. Bright Conference took over and became very adversarial between us because I didn't like the changes he was making, and I frankly I don't even know why he was given the server. Both Bright Conference and Big Dog knew that if anyone was supposed to be given the rape room, it was me, and I
So it's a
after
blood thing. You're the blood descendant that deserves.
yeah, and that's why I said to Big Dog, and that's why I said to Bright Conference, and ultimately, uh, Big Dog talked to Bright to finally hand over. Actually, Bright Conference gave me admin power, and the problem was that Big Dog is not really on Discord a lot, so I was sending him messages like, "Hey, please, can you talk to Bright
Right.
Conference?" Being difficult.
I'm not
Then
too concerned. Like unless you really want to tell your story. Like the Discord drama stuff. This kind of stuff is just.
it's boring to you, but
It's
the
not
thing is that
boring.
there was no manipulation, and if anything, I was treated very poorly and bullied by and arguably harassed. I say arguably because I'm not interested in throwing him under the bus completely by Big Dog and Bright Conference after the server was finally given to me to have full control.
You're probably stirring up drama now by talking about it, though. You know that, right?
I do, but I think if anyone, and it was probably them, is telling you that there was manipulation, then then
The
they have it coming for me to set the record straight.
I definitely Bright Conference is someone I respect a lot.
If you respect Brad Conference, then here and now, I question your integrity.
I don't know him super well, but in the times we've talked, I've liked him.
I question your integrity.
Okay. So in general, that's okay. In general, I think people seem to be intimidated by you.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a gendered thing.
could be a little bit of gendered. I could be somewhat intimidating to the meek. But I think
When you say that,
I smile when I say that
you
because
revel in it.
I'm obviously making because because there was a joke. Yes, I'm smiling
You do revel in it.
in my own wit and sense of self. I think there's a combination of confidence, but also self-effacing humor there.
Right.
And right, I can go on about myself. Oh, ask Meth. I'm sorry.
Check chat. Oh.
Turn my mic down. Can you turn my mic down? I'm too loud.
Okay. I'll try. Audio output. Here we go.
Well, I don't know. It sounds fine to me.
There we go. How's that sound? How's that sound, guys? Seth, you brought it up. I did bring it up, but it was inevitable. Whatever it was, like I brought up everything that has happened here, but I think it was inevitable because it was just what happened right immediately before streaming the DMs. So I think I should bring it up to get the elephant out of the room. But as far the reason I was like kind of like trying to get you not to talk about it because talking too much about some like Discord drama is going to cause you to be in more drama. So yeah, that.
But you brought up the accusations. It's not fair to cast me in this web of negativity.
Well, I wanted to say
I defend myself, because it's
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I wanted to say though that like also like I heard a lot of rumors about Lav too, and like people like trying to like show me like screenshots of stuff that she said, and I was like, I don't see this the way you're seeing it. Like and it felt like the way and I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I feel like with you having like sort of like a sexual kind of and you like smirk and like talking about people like being like too weak to
smile.
And you got you. I think that you just kind of have this intimidating like you're a confident woman. And that kind of intimidates a lot of people. There's plenty of women that end up going into like Discord servers and stuff, and they just kind of like let like the men kind of roll like a steamroll over them. That's a pretty common thing.
Sorry, Paper Scissors gave critique your audio. Let me see what it says. Your audio is the same. You need to have him balance the audio before moving forward. No one can hear the convo. Have him check with chat when he does it.
Okay. What do I need to do? What does it say? What did he say?
I don't know why I'm receiving the messages, not you.
Okay. Let me check. Okay. Oh, I think Paper Scissors did message me. I need to turn Sarah down. Compared to my mic volume. Okay. How's the volume right now, guys? Oh, okay. I think I turned it down. My volume is as high as it's going to get.
I can raise my volume a little. I don't know.
My volume. I can't raise my volume anymore. I will read the chat. Mr. Wiggy. Okay.
I think I was telling a little story, I think, about how, just so people, we don't go too off topic, though, I just wanted to gauge ourselves, that we were initially talking about why I was temporarily banned from Discord and why I initially thought it was you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you take the conversation where you want, but I just wanted to bring us, let's figure out the direction we want to go. We can go wherever you want. But I didn't finish telling why I got banned. If you're interested, if people are interested, but we don't have to get into it.
Right. So you're not.
I thought it was you initially because of the way you'd been messaging me, and a kind of like.
So
do
you have like a lot of haters or something? Like, are you constantly on guard?
No, I mean, like I said, I thought it was you because we maybe had something to do with because the fact that you said that I've been talking to a lot of people and I'm hearing you're manipulative. I was like, oh, did he start something? Because then all of a sudden I was banned off of from Discord on my normal account until the second. And then other than that, I couldn't really think of who I have made enemies out of. Although, I think, and something that I think you were getting at is that maybe women on Discord tend not to, I don't know, speak as much or not as assertive. And so I think there's been dividing lines as far as maybe how people might, if people agree with me or disagree with me politically or on certain ethical grounds. I love having interesting discussion, the things that you see me talk to Girl about. And by the way, I call him Girl as almost like an endearment, not to put him down, because his name is Mr. Girl, and I call my girlfriend's Girl, and I can kind of call him Girl and get away with it because it's his his surname? Is that right?
You also called Lavo.
No, that was an accident. I said,
know,
I'm sorry.
But it's funny accident considering like the gender swap of Mr. Girl, and I don't know. It's pretty funny.
Well, it was unintentional. But anyway, I lost track of what I was saying. That there are people who I definitely have gotten to disagreements about, especially on like if trans women in sports are trans women, those kind of issues. I've definitely been on those arguments get heated. But it's the nature of Discord. So when you ask me if I've made enemies, I don't think, aside from what happened a while ago at this point with the ownership of the rape room, when there was that was probably the most personal altercation I ever had with a group of people.
Is the audio still fucked up, guys? Because I turned down desktop audio. Is it better now? Because they're still talking about it. Okay, it is better now. Okay, if I make a Discord, what do you recommend? What are your recommendations?
I have very little to base this on. For you so far, I'm thinking like fencing on autistic. That'd be a good channel name for you.
Not for the name. I meant. Yeah. Robert Ford. Dude is scooting forward to play Cookie Clicker Sim. Is the same time. I can't remember. I can't believe it. All right. Well,
what was your question again?
If I make a Discord server, what are your recommendations for how do I run my Discord server?
Run it as an extension of yourself, I would say. The humor you like, the people you like, the type of conversations you like, with a little bit of, the people who will challenge you and what will make for interesting content for the people in the server. That would be in my opinion, that's a good way to start.
I could make a Patreon only Discord server and post nudes.
I don't make any money on my Discord, for the record, or anywhere. I have nothing. So
I'm not trying to make it look like
manipulation. I'm like, to what end? No one's at this point. Not gonna say I won't ever stream or do anything like that, or ever try to monetize anything. But at this point, it's been just for the enjoyment of engaging with people. So if you wanted to go on Patreon, I know nothing about that. And I don't know if people will be interested in your nudes. As we discussed on Girl's channel, there's very little currency when it comes to women that would be patrons of sexy male models.
Yeah, but you haven't seen my nudes.
I have not. It might be game changer.
Yeah. Someone said, "Oh, this is raw." Yeah, it's kind of getting less and less raw, isn't it?
What do you mean? Oh, this is raw. I mean, this is your audience. I have no idea what they're like.
So you're not manipulative. No.
That's a very, I'd say, negative character trait. I would be very upset if someone considered me manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to accuse someone of being manipulative, I would have receipts.
Interesting. The whole receipt stuff freaks me out. I would say that I'm manipulative. People call me manipulative, so I believe them. That's my.
You should work on that. Work on it. It's not good.
I don't know if it's not good. I think manipulation is. There's different contexts to being manipulative. I think posting pictures of like your wrist and your neck to kind of like make people like interested. Ooh, like kind of like being seductive. Being seductive is a form of being seductive is being manipulative in a way.
I think it's funny. We've had this discussion about what does manipulation mean, and I think that it's about your intentions being overt versus being subversive in your intentions. And I don't think there's any confusion as to the enticement within a sexual image. We're all aware of how we are attracted to beautiful, sexy things. So, and in advertisements, in media, in shows and entertainment, we want to see often beautiful people or beautiful things. It's arguably a form of manipulation, but I would say that is stretching the definition. And I think we'd have to, for in my opinion, involve intent in our understanding.
I think that women make me manipulate them.
Well, that's interesting. Explain yourself.
I think that the only way that you can get laid as a man, not the only way. If you're a man and you're going to use Tinder, I could give someone really good advice on how to have success on Tinder, and like. It's the easy. I think there's a lot of people that do this Tinder advice because it's so easy and so line by line. Like the things you like. First, just make sure you take good pictures. Figure out how to take good pictures, and then just how you talk to women on Tinder. Like, you just like it's not like I'm trying to trick women, but it's like for the first thing you do, you try to have bring up some conversation like, oh, we have this in common. You try to meet up and like, well, let's meet each other and let's talk, and you flirt and you like say like disgusting sexual stuff, and those are basically your three things you can do. And but the end goal is just to meet up. And there's so many men messaging women that you have to like just convince a woman, okay, just meet up with me and then you'll get to know me. You like go to a public place and get ice cream or something, but you have to get her to that point, and she's putting up so many tests and stuff, and it's like, okay, like jumping through all these hoops and going through all these tests, it feels like I'm trying to manipulate women and they're trying to teach me how to manipulate them.
It just kind of gets into whole like pickup artist type of conversation, and whether pickup artistry is considered manipulation. From what you said, I think if you're honest in your intentions and in the way you represent yourself and reveal things about yourself, you are honest, then all that is well and good.
How's this? Can you say something?
Something.
Just say like blah 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 blah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
right.
5.
How's that, guys? Nobody helps when I need them to. They just tell me it's bad. They tell me it's bad. I guess I need to talk louder. I guess I need a better mic. So what did you just say? Because I just fucking lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
I said that I think for what you're saying, that if you're honest in your intent and in the things you reveal about yourself, then that's all well and good. Sometimes pickup artistry is about, the way you say things, but if the crux of it, that what you're saying about yourself, as long as you're speaking truths, you're not lying, and you're not misrepresenting your intentions, then
Mm-hmm.
that's above board. That's good for me. I don't think that's gonna fall into manipulation in the way that I would consider someone being manipulative. And again, I consider this a pejorative to be called
Well,
manipulative, or
yeah,
to
but
be
I feel
manipulative
I
on
feel
people.
bad about the way that I have to interact with women. I mean, the other option is to be an incel or a volcel or whatever the hell.
Okay, I don't know about that, but if that's how you feel. That's unfortunate. It sounds like what you're saying is that you're not yourself in how
No, I
you
am
interact.
myself. I'm not doing the trying to be a different person kind of thing. I'm definitely myself. But it's like I've learned through like repetition just what works and what doesn't work, and like that I'm still being myself, but I'm funneling myself down these tubes.
It's like an interview process. And I'm not necessarily talking about Tinder. Granted, my Tinder experience is actually pretty limited. Um, but it's like a job interview, I think most people say, is what dating is like. And you're trying to put your best self forward.
I think
This is all
that when you're applying for
part of the
jobs, like
course.
you have, when you're applying for jobs, like often people lie. That's how you get the job.
They
And
shouldn't. They can, I don't know that you're supposed to lie. You can get in a lot of trouble if you lie on a resume. I know of cases but you want to put things in a positive light, in the best light. Just like you said, you put your best self
yeah,
forward, and you're going to
carefully
word it in a
carefully
way
constructed
not to
version.
lie.
Carefully constructed version of yourself. That's what someone said in chat.
Sure, yeah, I can agree with that. And you know what? For all that's worth, ultimately, it's gonna it's gonna be down to you and her, you and she are going to be together, and
Mm-hmm. So
eventually you'll only have yourself.
so so
You'll
so
all be exposed.
so when you post those pics and like the of your neck and your wrist,
Oh my
um,
god,
so what
it's a
is
little boring talking about that.
so no, I'm drawing it in. So like, what is your sort of like desired outcome? Like you're not trying to find like the love of
That
your
particular
life.
picture, there really was not. There wasn't a lot of traction around it. I've told you that. I've
You're
explained like
disappointed
what
about that?
No, I have a small channel, and I kind of molded it into more of a joke because of the way people thought I looked like I was wearing an abaya, I think. But
Mm-hmm. Well,
I like to keep an element of mystique, you know,
mm-hmm.
uh, what people will make of it. I'm not always
That
clear in my intentions. I don't always have very clear intent with every or clear intentions with every picture that I put up. Sometimes it's just as you know it's just as base as that. I think I look nice here. I'm going to post it. I hope I receive positive reception. You
mm-hmm.
know, I'll admit it.
All right, I don't feel quite as intimidated by you anymore.
I'm glad. I don't want to. I don't like the idea of being considered intimidating.
I like the idea of I like the idea of a woman being intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough women that'll intimidate men.
Okay. I don't think. I don't think that should be some un
It's because I don't want to have to.
here. There should be more women who intimidate men. I mean, I intimidation, I think, has its value in certain circumstances. It's not a matter of man or woman.
Hmm.
On space value, though, I don't want to seem intimidating.
I think I want to seem a little bit intimidating in a certain way.
Cool. You're not. You have to work on that.
And definitely not very intimidating. I'm very aware, yeah. At least not Smeth.
What do you mean not Smith? It's just like an alter
My online persona, I guess.
I don't consider myself very different from how I present myself online, and I think that's a good thing. I would recommend the same for you. Ultimately, and like as it happens with Mr. Girl, people start to see the act and they feel like they're being misled and given a false product.
There's no act. I'm just terrified.
Not you, just saying.
I'm just always terrified when I'm online like this.
Oh sure, yeah. It's be online, the audience, that's intimidating. So I wouldn't say so. But when you said Smeth, not Smeth, I felt like.
Well, my name is Seth.
Sorry.
My name is
Oh,
Seth.
no, I'm not sorry. Your name is Smeth in your Discord.
Yeah. Smethamphetamines.
Is that your drug of choice? Smethamphetamines?
Yeah. I take those.
A hefty dose of smash every morning.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe our conversation is coming to a close.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed speaking with you. I'll be honest. I was very nervous too, given the tenor of our DMs and what you said.
Yeah, I was nervous too.
But I think we've come to a slightly better understanding of one another.
Slightly better.
Slightly. Maybe we'll have more.
Maybe. All right. Nice talking to you.
Have a good evening.
You too. There you have it. Have a good night, Smeth heads.